This is Joe Henry, and if you are hearing my voice, it means the relay at Miller's Ridge is still holding. Or at least the backup batteries haven't succumbed to the dampness yet. It has been 31 days since the sky turned the color of a bruised plum and stayed that way. 31 days since the grid stuttered and died, leaving us in this heavy, expectant silence. I'm sitting here in the dark, the only light coming from the green glow of the frequency modulator and the strange shimmering haze creeping under the door of the transmitter room. I hope you're safe. I hope you're somewhere high up where the air is still thin and the wind still tastes like pine and cold earth instead of what we're breathing down here in the valleys. I'm calling tonight's broadcast Blue Mist Dreams, because that is what it feels like now, doesn't it? We are living in someone else's dream, or maybe their nightmare. I want to talk to you about the fog. If you haven't seen it yet, you will. It started in the low-lying areas, the creek beds and the drainage ditches, but it's climbing now. It's a thick bioluminescent vapor, a rolling carpet of electric blue that looks more like liquid neon than any weather pattern I've ever seen. It doesn't behave like fog. It doesn't dissipate when the sun comes up. Not that we've seen much of the sun lately. It clings to the ground, it flows around corners like it's searching for something, and it pulses. If you stand still long enough and watch it, you can hear a low-frequency hum, a vibration that you feel in your teeth more than your ears. The warnings from the first week are gone. There's no more emergency broadcast system. There's no more frantic voices from the Capitol telling us to stay indoors. There's just me, and whoever else is out there clinging to a battery-powered transistor. So listen to me closely. Do not go into the mist. I know it looks peaceful. I know it has a way of making the world look soft and magical, like a painting, but it is altering things. I spent the morning looking through the binoculars at the park across the street. The oaks are different now. Their bark is cracking open, shedding like snakeskin to reveal a fleshy pale underlayer that glows with the same hue as the gas. The leaves haven't fallen, even though it's late autumn. Instead, they've turned translucent. They look like shards of sea glass hanging from the branches, and they're growing. They're becoming massive, heavy things that drip a thick, iridescent sap onto the ground. The local flora is being rewritten. This isn't just an invasion of ships and lights in the sky. It's a biological takeover. The dandelions in the cracks of the sidewalk are now foot-tall stalks with multi-layered petals that seem to track the movement of the clouds. The ivy on the brick walls of the library is moving. I don't mean it's growing fast, I mean it is moving. I watched a vine detach itself from the mortar and reach out toward a passing stray dog. It was slow, a rhythmic, pulsing contraction, but it was deliberate. The world we knew, the green and brown world of dirt and wood, is being painted over by a palette that doesn't belong to this solar system. I've been receiving reports. Well, I call them reports, but they're mostly fragments of half-crazed whispers on the shortwave bands. People are talking about the dreams. That's why I chose the name for tonight. They say that if you breathe in the mist even a little bit, you start to see things. Not monsters. Not at first. You see things from your own life, but they're distorted. You see your childhood home, but the windows are glowing blue. You see people you lost years ago standing at the edge of the woods, beckoning you to come in. They call it the Blue Mist Dreams because it feels like a homecoming. It's a chemical lure, a pheromonal trap. It's designed to make you stop fighting, to make you want to lay down in that glowing grass and let the new vines take root in your clothes. Don't let them take your head. If you have a mask, wear it. If you have a damp cloth, tie it tight. We have to keep our minds clear. The slow decay of the city is bad enough without the hallucinations. I walked out to the loading dock an hour ago to check the perimeter, and the smell is what gets you first. It doesn't smell like rot. It smells like ozone and scorched sugar. It's a sickly sweet scent that sticks to the back of your throat. Everything is covered in a fine crystalline dust that falls from the sky whenever those big ships pass overhead. The ones that look like giant silent jellyfish drifting through the clouds. They're seeding the atmosphere. They're turning our air into their soup. I think back to a month ago, and it feels like a different century. I remember complaining about the traffic on the I-95. I remember the sound of lawnmowers on a Saturday morning. Now the only sound is that low, rhythmic thrumming from the mist and the occasional metallic shriek from the city center where they're building those towers. Have you seen the towers? They're growing just like the plants. Spires of black glass and silver wire twisting up into the clouds like thorns. They aren't building them with cranes or workers. They're growing them out of the ground, fed by that blue gas. I heard a voice on the radio yesterday from a guy who claimed to be a biologist. He was crying. He said the nitrogen in our air is being converted. He said the aliens aren't here to talk or even to enslave us. They're just gardening. To them, we're just the weeds they haven't gotten around to pulling yet. We are an inconvenience in a landscape they are terraforming for their own comfort. It's a hard thought to swallow, isn't it? To be so insignificant that your extinction is just a side effect of a change in the weather. But we are still here. I am still here. I've got enough canned peaches and bottled water to last another few weeks in this basement. I've got my books and I've got this microphone. And as long as I can find a way to trickle charge these batteries, I'm gonna keep talking to the empty air. Because as long as someone is talking, the dream hasn't completely taken over. If you're listening to this and you're feeling the pull of the blue light, look at something familiar. Hold a photograph. Touch a piece of rusted iron. Remind yourself of the hard, cold, gray world we used to live in. That world was difficult and it was loud and it was messy, but it was ours. This new world, this glowing, pulsing garden of glass and gas is a lie. It is a beautiful, deadly lie designed to soothe us into the grave. The birds are gone now, replaced by things with 4 wings that don't chirp, they click. I saw one perched on the railing of the balcony. It looked like a dragonfly the size of a hawk, its body shimmering with a metallic sheen. It didn't look at me with eyes, it had a sensory array that glowed with a faint violet light. It stayed there for 10 minutes just clicking as if it were reporting my location. I didn't shoot it. I didn't want to know what would happen if I drew attention to myself. I just stepped back into the shadows and waited for it to fly away. We are living in the cracks now. We are the mice under the floorboards of a house that's being renovated by a new owner who doesn't even know we exist. But mice are survivors. They're hard to get rid of. They know how to find the crumbs. They know how to stay quiet. So that is our job now. Stay quiet, stay dry, stay out of the blue. I'm going to play some static for a while. Not because I want to, but because I need to conserve the power for the midnight broadcast. If you're still out there, if you can hear the sound of a human voice, just know that you aren't alone in the dark. We are all scattered like seeds in the wind, but some of us are refusing to grow in their soil. Keep your lanterns lit, but keep them hidden. Keep your spirits up, but keep your head down. This is Joe Henry, signing off from the basement of the world. Don't let the blue mist into your dreams. Tomorrow is another day. Even if the sun doesn't show its face, sleep with one eye open and listen for the hum. If it gets louder, move to higher ground. I'll be back at 0-100 hours. Until then, keep the frequency clear and stay human. Just stay human. That's the only thing they can't take from us without our permission. Good night, and stay safe.